Throughout my entire childhood, Yu-Gi-Oh was a giant part of it, specifically the first Yu-Gi-Oh and then Yugioh GX. Now, all of a sudden, we come about this news that of all things that could be remastered in not just anime, but just like shows in general, Yu-Gi-Oh GX is actually getting a remaster. This makes me happy, but I do have some questions and we're going to talk about it today. Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I'm your guy with too many YouTube channels. Guys, I'm excited to talk about this because I know it's not exactly breaking news anymore, but still, I've been waiting to talk about this. I've just been pushing it off, okay? So, there's one of the announcements we have over here. There's a million of them. Yu-Gi-Oh! GX's 20th anniversary remaster anime officially announced. Air date, April 2025, which is actually insane, okay? I never in a million years thought that I would have seen this. And again, man, like, I grew up with Yu-Gi-Oh! I still love Yu-Gi-Oh! I fell out of love with the game and the, like, kind of what it's became. I still do love Edison if you want to get there. But if you want to talk about, like, hitting me in my nostalgic feelings, you talk about Yu-Gi-Oh! And I will say, and I've always said, GX is just as good, if not maybe almost as good as Yu-Gi-Oh! I remember growing up with this. I grew up with this one more than I actually did the original Duel Monster, so I understand, like, there is some bias there, but I actually really did like the story. I loved how, like, chill it was. Like, you know, the song, like, like, the whole overall vibe of it, right? It was so different, but yet it was perfect. I love how happy and just fun dueling happened in the first and second season, and in the third season it got, like, insanely dark. Now, elephant in the room, of course, and we do not have an official announcement about this, is will Season 4 actually end up getting dubbed? I hope so. And this makes me a little bit sad if that's the case, if we're actually going to get a Season 4, because I was assuming that we would have never seen the light of day when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh! GX ever again, and I would have left it at that. So I actually just looked up some video recaps on what happened in Season 4. Man, the potential is insane. You have the character of Jaden and how he grew and how he felt and how at the end he picks up the love for dueling again. Like, that had so much potential, and I wish that I could have watched it. I never thought that we would have seen it, and I know what, if you're wondering, like, you can just say, well, watch the Japanese version. I don't like doing that. I just don't. I want the same voice actors. That's another thing, though. Are they going to have the same voice actors? I better hear the same thing for Chaz. I better hear the same thing for Cyrus, Jaden, all of them. If they change the voice actors, I'm out. Sorry. Like, it's too nostalgic. It's something that you cannot change, in my opinion. So that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for a dub, and I'm hoping for the same voice actors. And I'm a little bit confused on what exactly they could be even remastering, or why are they remastering it? Why wouldn't they just continue on making new series? And don't get me wrong, like, I'm incredibly happy that this is taking place, but isn't it a little bit of waste of money? Unless you're just, like, wanted to dive into it and make Season 4. I don't understand, like, why a remaster? Are they going to show anything different? I don't know much about the, and I apologize, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. I need to learn, but it's manga or manga, whatever the book is. And again, I apologize, I don't mean to be disrespectful in that sense, but I don't know if there was stories that were never told, because of course this was also on 4Kids TV, and we know that they do like their censorship. So maybe we can see, like, even darker themes in a Season 3. I think it'd be cool if they changed it up a little bit, but it's not just what I have to say about it. Let's take a look over on X to see how people were feeling about this reaction. I saved a bunch of tweets, and I'm excited. We're going to go through them, guys. And by the way, if you're enjoying the content, please hit like and subscribe. Thank you very much for being here, okay? You mean we finally might get the last season of Dubbed? We get to see Jaden cook with the heroes. So true. So true. It's just, like, it's wholesome, man. One of the things that I've wanted most from my childhood was to see the final season, and plus it was left off on such a big cliffhanger in the season, and the story of Jaden was phenomenal, man. I would have loved to see it. It would have been heart-wrenching. I can't wait, man. I can't wait to see more announcements about this. Finally undoing what 4Kids has done to the series like One Piece. I'm not familiar with what happened with One Piece, but regardless, like, I know that there's a lot that 4Kids typically tampers with the show, so I'm hoping that we actually get to see a little bit of a difference. We don't know, though, okay? Let's continue on. Maybe when they dub it, they can finish it properly because it stopped after Yubel, and maybe no censorship this time. I don't know what they censored. If I had to assume, it's in the season where everybody was going to the stars, and I would imagine that's just them dying. Did they ever show Zane's heart stopping? I think they did, because I'm remembering the x-rays. It stopped, and then he just disappeared and got sent to the stars, right? I don't know if it would just, like, actually show death scenes, but that'd be cool if we could get, like, an Not an R-rated, of course, but you know what I'm talking about. Not a super kid-friendly version of Yu-Gi-Oh! So it's finally time to hang out with the crew in the schoolyard again and get my game on. This was not on my bingo card for the year, but I'll take it. Dude, it was one of the most shocking things I've ever seen, to the point when I saw the announcement, I did not think that it was real. I just didn't. Let's continue on to another comment over here. Excuse me, guys. How is this getting a remaster before Duel Monsters? I know. That's another thing that I forgot to mention. You would think that they would choose the most iconic version of Yu-Gi-Oh! Of all time to do a remaster for. Think about all the stuff with the Shadow Realm, the Shadow games, the story with Merrick. Even if you want to dive into Season 5 and all of the themes there. Man, do you know how dark you could get and how amazing you could end up telling that story? How, like, I don't want to say gory, but how dark it can get. It was already dark as is. Oh, give me Bakura, give me Merrick. I would love to see what they could do with that. Let's continue on. Will it be like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood and include the missing duels from the manga or manga? Again, guys, I apologize. I don't mean to be disrespectful. I'm just not familiar, but I guess this does show that there's missing duels. And that would be really cool if they just like had the same story but had a bunch of duels in between and like maybe side stories. I would really, really like to see that. It's not a remake, just a visually polished, upscaled, and pixel quality to remove grain. Oh, that would suck. I mean, like, it wouldn't suck, but I wouldn't have any interest in watching it, to be honest with you. Yeah, I never thought about that. What if it's literally just, like, stretching it to fit, like, 1920 by 1080 or whatever they need to do for TVs? Like, I don't know if that's universal now I'm thinking about it, and that might make me look like a really, really big idiot. But I hope they just don't stretch it out. If that's all that they're going to do, then this will be a major, major disappointment. GX was a good anime. It was a lot of fun to watch Jaden and the others. It's also the reason I forever switched to Japanese voices with English subtitles, as there was no Season 4 for dub. 4Kids probably would have to cut most of the season like 5Ds because of how dark it was. I didn't know they did that for 5Ds. I've never watched 5Ds, actually. I've been meaning to, like, my entire adult life actually go back and watch 5Ds because of the amount of people that swear by it. Plus, Stardust Dragon's one of the greatest cards of all time. But I'm glad that people can switch back and forth. For me, if I'm watching something, I just would not want to watch subtitles. That's just me, though. I personally hate it, and I wish that I wasn't like that, but unfortunately, I am. By remaster, they will just zoom in and crop the top so it would fit with 16:9 monitors like they did with the first Yu-Gi-Oh! I didn't even know there was a first Yu-Gi-Oh! Remaster. Maybe that answered my question. I don't know, but yeah, like, now I'm worried about that. Is that all it's going to be? I don't know exactly what a remaster entails. I wish we had more information about it. I'm so excited for this. Feels like a dream. Y'all don't know real Yu-Gi-Oh! Greatness if you haven't seen Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. I always rank Jaden my top protagonist. This is about to be peak fiction. Maybe we can make some tier lists on the Yu-Gi-Oh! Protagonists. I would really be down to do that, but the problem is, like, they just wouldn't have to be protagonists. It'd have to be Yu-Gi-Oh! Characters. But man, it's exciting. Maybe I can dive into some of that content because I will absolutely, if this is something worth watching, absolutely be making content, recapping and reviewing the entire story. And as somebody who's never seen Season 4 and just like know the base of what happened, that's something that I would be incredibly excited to do, man. After recent news about the Yu-Gi-Oh! GX remaster, I feel that Duel Monsters deserves a remake following the manga storyline. A lot of animes have gotten remakes like Hunter x Hunter, Sailor Moon, Full Metal Alchemist, Trigun, the OG Digimon, even the upcoming One Piece remake. I didn't know the story was supposed to take a different turn. I thought that story concluded perfectly. Even like they had great seasons, even the filler season, like with is it Waking the Dragons? I haven't watched it in a very, very long time, guys. Sorry. The one with Tamias. That's what I'm talking about. I know that was filler, and that was like one of the greatest things I've ever seen. But if they do this, I think the best way to go about it is to actually change up the story a little bit or follow what was supposed to be in here, because I know it's much darker, and that has so much potential, especially for GX, okay? Apparently, Yu-Gi-Oh! GX is getting a remaster. I think it's going to be up on YouTube, but I had a suspicion that something was going on with GX after I saw a few GX figures coming in next year. That would make sense. I didn't know that was a thing either, but man, regardless, like, I feel nostalgia for Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, more so than pretty well anything. Like, Sonic the Hedgehog is up there. Like, I would say that's probably number one, but Yu-Gi-Oh! Man, the amount of time that I spent in my childhood with my brother, like, dueling each other, even just growing up and playing the game into, like, actually getting into it competitively, Yu-Gi-Oh! GX and Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters are something that just, like, touches my childhood heart. I get happy every single time. Like, even to this day, if I get a TikTok or something that I just hear, I feel like all warm inside. I just have such good memories of sitting back with my dad watching Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, and I can't remember the program it was on, but I can picture what came right before it. It wasn't 4Kids. Yu-Gi-Oh! GX also aired on something else. I want to say Jetix. I'm gonna look that up. Oh, it was close. It was Jetix. This is what I'm talking about, guys. And of course, my camera's blocking it. There you go. There we go. Jetix. This is what it was on, man. That's what I watched it on. I like that intro that I always imagined. My dad actually always sat down with me and watched Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. And my dad actually ended up learning the game from it. Like, he's the best, man. But I'm just excited for the potential about this, but I do question if this is actually going to be something worth watching and actually something that I particularly will be checking out. I would love to know what you think about it down below afterwards. Thank you very, very much for watching, everybody. Click on this video right here. YouTube thinks that you would like to watch this video next. We don't have any other Yu-Gi-Oh! Content on the channel yet, but look out. More will come. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care.